Hello, my name is Sabrina. I chose short film opening for my component 1 and this is my creative critical reflection. In my film, I use a bit of the technical codes in each of the genres that I chose for my multi-genre film. For example, the first genre that's shown in my film, action, shows certain elements of action scenes like high-speed fight scenes to create suspense in the story. In romance, there are usually two characters meeting each other or have potential romantic interest in one another. In the background of the romantic scenes, the non-diegetic music consists of either slow classical or jazzy music, which sets the scene for the romantic couple. In horror, the elements involve dark, dramatic settings with low lighting and eerie noises both the character and the audience can hear, making the scene have a creepy, suspenseful atmosphere. The facial expression of the character are usually contorted to look menacing, adding to the scariness. Other elements are integral to the story, like the flashback scene included in the fade in and the fade out at the start and the end of the scene. The costumes of the character shown in the film are mostly school uniforms and PE uniforms. This shows the audience that the setting of the film is in school. The characters played are students and the locations of the scene are different facilities of the school provided and are used by those students. For the camera angles, the framing and the composition used are typically how amateur film students or a beginner at film would film. Therefore, the basic camera angles and shots any film student would learn, such as over-the-shoulder shot, POV shot, and extreme close-up. The ones used in the film are mostly still shots, close-up shots, side profile shots, extreme close-ups, and over-the-shoulder. When it comes to character interactions, I also use camera movements such as zoom, truck, and pedestal. The social groups that I'm representing is mostly aimed at students of media or those who use media as well as filmmakers. This film shows the irony of film students and how difficult it is to figure out the idea of what to create for their first film, especially what genre. With that idea in mind, my film shows the whole thought process of how one's film would come to be. In this film, the audience, being my demographic, is people who have interest in film and the process of filmmaking at an academic level. Therefore, they can engage through a trailer that will contain short scene previews of the film to get the audience hooked. This will be distributed via social media like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Another way would be through promotional film posters and billboards and hiring advertisement companies to publicize my work like on highway billboards, cinemas, or even posters on windows of retail shops. It can be also advertised to newspaper or magazine and further distributed by retail companies to be sold to customers. When it comes to accessibility, it can be shared through streaming sites like Netflix, Hulu, and HBO, which people now have more access to in the modern era, which makes it more viewable to the public. Plus, as the creator of the film, I would receive a share of the profit that the film makes. Another way is via YouTube, as it has been the most used app for videographic content creation since 2005, with a 3.0 billion user count in 2024 today. Distribution via YouTube, billions of users will have access to film with added revenue, making the film more profitable. As a first-time creating a film with a fully established plot and reason, I'd say my filmmaking skills have improved drastically over the past year of making my component 1. When starting, it was a tough decision to figure out my genre, so I decided to turn my weakness into my strength by using the situation I'm in. However, I can say that editing on a professional application has been a bit difficult. Still, it helped me with much of my work you see now, and presumably my component 3. Making this project helped me understand the elements of filmmaking and how to grasp deeper meaning into each scene. It gives a sense of purpose and reason to the work I create and how it reflects me as a media studies student and a creative. For the use of technology during my project, I heavily relied on the software Premiere Pro to edit my videos. Though as a beginner at using the program, I learned most of my editing skills online via YouTube and Google. Learning online, I found that it was quite easy to understand and follow along while editing. The hardware I used for my project was an Asus VivoBook 13 Slate OLED, which wasn't the most reliable considering a few setbacks and technological errors, which were fixed. But it got the job done. Most of the editing, website making, voice recording, and file storing were done on this laptop. When doing video filming, I used a Canon M100 camera to record most of my scenes, but for the last scene of my film, I had to use my friend's iPhone camera to take a video of my camera as a prompt. This has been my CCR. Thank you for listening.